Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rock Shop with Ralph. Tonight, we have an actress who starred in some of the best coming of age comedies in the 80s and early 90s. She was in The Last American Virgin, Better Off Dead, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and her latest project is Ted Bundy, American Boogeyman. Let's welcome Diane Franklin.
Thank you. Most excellent. Thank you very much.
Oh my God. I can't tell you how excited I am. My wife was like, "You're bouncing off the walls today. What's going on?"
You have a good wife, okay? Let me tell you.
I'm interviewing Diane Franklin. Diane Franklin. I can't believe it. Plainview native.
Yeah, isn't that crazy to be like, I mean, I know that there's a lot of people like I went to school with, and I went to a public school, like I was like a normal kid. Like you do normal, you're with everybody. I was never, it's funny. I was not the kid that was like, stay away from me, but I was a very shy kid actually. And I was very, I may have come off a little bit aloof just because I was shy. I don't know, but I had one incident where actually, okay, I'm deaf in my right ear, and somebody, I remember there was this kid on a bus, and they were talking to me, but I didn't know it because I'm deaf. So they were like sitting right here, and all the sounds that are in the bus, you're like hearing, but I don't hear. So I'm like doing this kind of thing, and afterwards, somebody said like, "Oh, Diane's such a snotty girl," because she didn't talk to me, and I was like, what? Like, that's just not my nature. Like, that's something, but it's so easy to associate that with acting. And I started going on auditions when I was in middle school. So you can imagine how that flows. But for whatever it is, I just, I loved my friends in Long Island and in Plainview. We had the best time. I did some incredible plays with them. It was great.
What year did you move out of there?
I graduated in 1980.
Oh, so you're gone. Yeah. All right.
I was in the 70s with everybody. So
right.
Which was,
cool. I was telling you before, I always start with the beginning of somebody's career, and I wound up in the newer part of it because it's you. And I'm so excited. I'm going to start from the latest project, and we'll work our way back to the stuff that you're most known for, which we're going to talk about, which I love. Let's talk about Ted Bundy, American Boogeyman. First off, I got to say, your daughter stars in this, Olivia De Laurentiis, who is the spitting image of you. And this is no joke, Diane. I don't bullshit, and I can say bullshit. It's my show. I'm sorry if you don't, but I saw a picture of her and the star. The name just I'm trying to think of his name.
Oh, wait, Chad Michael Murray.
Chad Michael Murray. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm like, wait, Diane Franklin. I said, what did she get? Plastic surgery? I'm like, I'm joking.
That's funny. That's no, but
I'm like, it's you. It's a spitting image of you. And I have to say this: you do not age. You're like, I'm speaking to you. It's like I'm talking to Karen, 1982.
I had the long hair.
But I was like, I thought it was. At first glance, I thought it was you. And then when I did my research, and I know you're in it as well. That's your daughter. So tell me about the movie.
I definitely. First of all, thank you for saying that. I enjoy it when I see a mom or dad, who looks like their kid. It's just such a beautiful thing to see. I don't know. So I get that. And it's like really fun. You get, wow, look how that went down. Like, it's pretty cool. And Olivia, by the way, it's very funny. She's in the movie, but we also have sound. If you talk to both of us, we sound the same. Like
the mannerisms and everything.
It is very true. So my husband, like, even I come home and like my husband's like, who's home? Like, is it Olivia or me? Like, he's been confused ever since, like, we're like, who, he doesn't know if it's her or I in the house, but she now lives, with her boyfriend, but still, it is kind of a funny thing. But anyway, so, okay, this is a gift. So we're starting with the cool gift, American Boogeyman. All right. By the way, this Friday, it comes out on VOD, and you can stream it. And I think it's coming on DVD as well, and maybe Blu-ray, I think. It is such a cool movie, and basically, I mean, if you like true crime, you're gonna like this movie.
Yes.
And basically it's a docudrama sort of, but at the same time it's a narrated story, so it's not based on complete truth, but it's taken off obviously Bundy's life, you know. And what I really liked about the movie was, well, I'll tell you how it all happened. So Olivia gets this audition for the Bundy film, and she auditions for it. So she's the first one who got the audition. I didn't even get the audition. She just said, "Oh, Mom, there's this director that is on this film. I think you know him." And it's Daniel Ferens. And
right.
Yeah, Ferens. So she said, I have this audition. So she went in for the audition. And then she asked me if I could ask him, like a few days later, what he thought of her audition. Because we know, I mean, you're in the entertainment business, but I'm going to tell you something right now. It's even harder. If you have a child who's in the business, like, you can't get them parts if they're not right for it. And if, you know, no one's going to take a chance on somebody who can't do the role or isn't talented. They just won't. So my attitude was I was going to call and just see how was her audition. Like, it didn't matter. So I called in and I said, you know, look, I understand that, you know, like, it doesn't even matter if she got a part, if at all. I just want to know what you thought of her auditioning, because Olivia's done mostly comedies. She's a comedian. So for her to go in and do drama, and I know she can do drama, but, you know, obviously you don't know if you know, they're right for the role. So Dan said, I'm going to take a look. And he actually said he didn't have her tape. She had to send it again. It was this whole thing. But anyway, he wound up looking at the tape and then saying to me, I want you to, I'm going to give her this part, but I want to know if you could do a cameo. And I just like lost it. I was like, oh my gosh, when is it in a chance that you as a mother can act with your child in a film?
Right.
And we have a scene together, but we don't play mother and daughter.
Mm-hmm. You play Mrs. Healy.
I play Mrs. Healy, yeah. So I have a beautiful little scene right in the middle, sort of a crucial moment in the film where I'm the reason why the detectives continue to go after Bundy. And this movie is more like Mulder and Scully kind of perspective.
X-Files.
X-Files, yeah. As opposed to, like, you don't get to know Bundy as well. It's just a different perspective. You do see how horrible he is. And I think that's what a kind of an interesting perspective this is, as opposed to glorifying him. So anyway, but my daughter, I won't give away anything, but anyway, she's in it, and I'm just so proud of her. And it's so exciting. And a little side note, which is crazy, the director at the time, Daniel, I looked at the script, he sent me the script, and I was like, there's a lot of guys in this film. And my daughter's boyfriend, his name is Jake Hayes. It's
Robert Hayes' son.
Yeah. Okay.
From
Airplane. The guy who did Airplane, Robert Hayes' son, and the mother is Cherie Curry. And
from the
Runaways.
Runaways, sure.
Sorry, thank you for filling this in, because I feel like everybody knows this. So, like, yeah, thank you for tag teaming me on this.
Who's a great chainsaw wood artist.
You got it. Absolutely.
Yes,
she's
Sherry.
Wonderful. I love her. She's so nice.
Yeah.
So
I'll give her a plug.
Yeah. See. Yeah. Absolutely. She's got a new album too, by the way. You should check it out. Like, new music.
Yes.
But so what happened was I know that, you know, Jake is actually, he's a musician, but before this all happened, and he'd been dating my daughter for a while, I actually saw him in some short films he did. And oh my goodness. And his, like, in fact, he went to shoot a short film. He was out of the state, and the Woolsey fire hit, and it burned down his whole house, and they took everything. So he is in a place in his life where he's recovering from that. And so when this script came, I was like, maybe he'd like to do a little acting. Maybe there's a small part that is possible. I don't know. And certainly I'm not casting it, but I thought he's really, really talented. Like, he really knows what he's doing. I don't know if it's, you know, organic, like from his dad, like, it's just, he really knows how to work the camera, and he's handsome, and just.
Gotta be handsome to date your daughter. She's beautiful. She's a spitting image of you.
They're so cute together. But anyway, that's a whole, I'm like, ah. So anyway, I just lose it. I go into mom overload. So it turned out that there was a role, and Dan said there's only one role that we cannot fill. We have been looking and looking, and this is the FBI agent, and it's a lead. And I went,
Wow.
I don't know, like, okay, let's see. And my feeling is, obviously with Jake, he had to audition, he had to test. And so, Dan said, have him audition. We really, I'd like to see him do it. So in that case, look, he had to bring it. If he didn't bring it, it wasn't going to happen. And he nailed it. I said to him, oh my God, I said, Jake, you are perfect for this part. And if they don't hire you, maybe you're a little too young. I don't know. But I believe you nailed it. And then the director said, he got it. And we were like, what is happening? So, in my world, it's like a miracle. It is a miracle. It's a miracle. So here I am doing a movie with my daughter and my
future son-in-law.
Future brother. I don't
you
even
better put a ring on it.
We'll see how that goes, they're in love and it's great.
Awesome.
So.
For those of you who don't know, Diane Franklin is an acting teacher now as well. Yep. If you can't tell that just by the first 10 minutes of an interview, there's something wrong with you. I love to take your acting because you're so positive. Jesus.
Thank you.
You're very positive.
I'm a very fun teacher.
But I want to give you some positivity, and this is the truth.
Yes, go see the movie and this Friday. So you guys are getting a really cool thing. Just talk to me now because the movie was packed on opening when it came out in the theaters. It came out in AMC theaters, and now it's direct to video because these things go really fast.
Yeah, right.
So I highly recommend it, and you will. I'm going to be honest. I'm not as cute in this movie. When your child, is killed, you're not that happy, you're not looking that good. So just giving you the heads up on that. But I portrayed the character as I saw.
Yes. The name of the movie is Ted Bundy, American Boogeyman. Go out and see it. What I want to tell you is the Amityville Murders. I saw that. Oh. And I got to tell you, and this is the truth, I think that was one of your by far best performances.
Oh, thank you.
Really? You think, there's so many. And now, first thing I got to say is because you grew up in Plainview, were you attracted to that because you knew about the Fayos, about the murders, which was close to Plainview growing up?
When I originally did an Amityville film, I definitely felt that connection. The connection I felt here was, first of all, now as an adult, playing the mother in this film.
Yeah. Louise, right?
Yes, Louise DeFeo, who was a real woman, who
the
mother in the family. And for those of you who don't know, in 1974, a real murder occurred in the Amityville house, which has been Amityville house has been immortalized. But sometimes I think it's probably confusing for people when they hear Amityville because they're like, is it make believe? What's make believe?
Right.
What's real murder? And just to give you a little background, the house is built on Indian burial ground, and then people started writing. Then they didn't write stories until somebody wrote the Amityville Horror, but in that house, murders had happened. In 1974, there was a real murder where a 23-year-old boy murdered his entire family. And the oddity of it, why it was so no one could let it go, is that the entire family was laying down on their stomach in real life and was murdered. Nobody got up. Nobody ran. You hear a gunshot, you'd think,
right. What's going on?
Exactly. So there's a lot of mystery to that story. And then, of course, people, after that, people moved into the house, and that then, the Lutzes, and that was a real story too, where they left very quickly. So it's a very interesting history on the house. And that is why people don't let it go, because it's a weird, the house is built sideways. It's not like, how
the way you see it look like with the eyes.
Yeah.
That's the side. People think that's the front, right?
Yeah, so there's a lot to it. I just want to say that I really respect people who feel the
aura
kind of thing, the aura, the feeling, the energy, And when I played this role, it was, well, first of all, it was the first time I ever played a real person, playing a character of someone who had lived. And it was very important to me to play it realistically and empathetically and play her so you would feel for her with her family and her kids, because,
right.
Here's the thing I know, like in Long Island, you got some tough moms, okay? And you got very direct moms, you know? Moms are like, don't do that. Don't touch the, go, you know, get out of there. Go play with your friends. Come back. You have to have dinner. What? You're not having him in my house. I mean, there's so much energy going on where it's very directive, but those moms will do anything for their kids. They will do anything. And that head was something that I felt like I could really portray. I felt like that Louise DeFeo, it was very hard. She really tried to keep like everything was okay. Like she didn't want anybody to know the darkness that was happening in a family. And she's not the only one. I mean, there's so many people who have darkness in their family and they don't want they don't want people to know because they're trying to keep it together.
I got
you know, they're trying to make, just figure like we can make it, we can survive, we can do this if, you know, by ourselves, we don't need anybody butting in, you know? So that movie has a tremendous amount of meaning to me. I felt
and one of your best performances by far.
Thank you. I felt like it was my best performance. I understand why people like the other ones, you know, the 80s. I totally get it.
We're going to get to them. We're going to get to them. But I'm starting from here and I wanted to tell you when come.
And it's more like also, it's like a more of a drama. Okay. So if you see Amityville Murders and look, Halloween's coming up and you want to see a really good docudrama, check it out. And Daniel Farrens, who did Boogeyman, also did that one. And it was his first movie that he wrote and directed. So I feel really, Amityville, so yeah. So,
I highly recommend that. Real quick before I start getting to your 80s stuff. It's funny. I'm wearing this shirt. I had a band on here called Fire Tiger. They were on a couple of weeks back. And you can't get better timing than this. They're on the show and they're going, you know, James and Tiff, the singer and the guitarist, they're like a little tired. I'm like, what's up? They're like, oh, you know, we were up all night. We were shooting a video. And I'm like, oh, okay. They're like, yeah, we're shooting a video for a movie that's coming out called Clay Zombies. And they say, it's with an actress. Do you know her? Her name is Diane Franklin. If you go back to that interview, I jump out of my chair. I'm like, are you kidding me? She's coming on the show. It was like, I couldn't believe it. It was like
the chances of that.
The chances. Exactly.
Okay. The chances of being, I mean, there's so many musical artists. There are so many people. What are the chances that the day before I was doing a music video?
I'm going to give them a plug. Here's the cassette. Fire Tiger. Yeah. So James and Tiff, hi. I got Diane here. I told you I was going to mention it. I told you. But yeah, you have that movie coming out as well, Clay Zombies.
Yes, that's going to come out. I think in a month or so. It's going to
shortly.
So the video will come out soon. Let me tell you, I had a blast doing that video. And those guys, I love that band.
Yes, very good band. They're one of the biggest unsigned bands out there.
Really?
Yes.
Oh no, they should be.
But signed. They're going to get signed very soon. Since they've been on my show and they got my approval and they got your approval, we got them going.
Sign this band, people out there, whoever is listening, great band, so much fun. Totally embrace the 80s. I completely back them, which is why I agreed to do the, you know, and the other thing is the director. I thought the director knew them, but the director liked their music, found them to do the video. So when I met them, I was like, oh, you know Jake? And they're like, no, we really don't. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is super weird. Well, so they're great.
Yeah, now you said the big word, the 80s.
Yeah.
I'm going to go so much into the 80s, but I'm going to start with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, where you played, and my wife's name is Joanne. You played Princess Joanna.
Well, we'll have to talk about that because
yes.
I love that you said that. So, Joanna. All right. So here's the great thing. All right. I get the script for Bill and Ted in 1987. I think it was 87 we did it. Yeah, 87. I get the script and it says, I thought I was auditioning for Joan of Arc because I had just done Better Off Dead. So I thought, oh, they want me for the French girl. Right. I didn't realize that Joan of Arc never talks in the whole film. She never talks. There's this one thing. So they asked me if I could do an English dialect at the audition. And I said, of course I can do an English dialect. That would be lovely. I could absolutely do one. You know, what is this for? And they said, we'd like you to play one of the princesses. So I was like, oh, okay, sure. Okay, sure. Like I didn't even see the princesses because they were always referred to as the babes or the princess.
Right.
Babe, you know? So Well, when I get to the script, in the script, it says my part is Princess Elizabeth. But the guys never say our names,
The names.
in the first film. They never say Princess Elizabeth. They go, hey, babes, you want to, like,
Yeah.
So because of that, I guess that nobody knew who we were. So when they wound up doing the credits, they got it mixed up and they wrote me as Joanna and Kim as Elizabeth.
Kimberly Cates.
Kimberly Cates, thank you very much. Yeah, so originally I was Princess Elizabeth, now I'm Joanna, right? So after that, I started going to signing conventions and people come up to me and they bring me pictures and I'm like, oh, well, forget it. I'll just sign Joanna because my name in the credit is Joanna, so I might as well just sign it.
Right.
Well, then comes Bill and Ted's the next one. And Bill and Ted's the next one was Bogus
Journey.
Adventure. And then they got it right. They got that, Ted is with Elizabeth and Bill is with
yeah, but they did the old switcheroo on us.
They did the switcheroo.
They pulled the friggin' Bewitched with the Dick York and the Dick Sargent, like we were never gonna know. They got two different people, weren't you and Kimberly, and what are we supposed to believe that? I'm like, that's not Diane Franklin.
Plus, we not only
I got your back. Don't worry about it, Diane.
Thank you. And I know my Becky's friends do. We auditioned for our own parts for that. We auditioned. I mean, how horrible is that? If you have a role, look, they could have changed the names. They could have made it, Princess Jennifer and Princess Malia. I mean, like
Princess Lady Gaga or something like that.
But you're right. Like, why did they have to keep the same names and do that? It was, I thought, very disrespectful, very hurtful.
Yes.
That what they did was they said, no, it was the director's decision. So I was like, well, I didn't know, but what can you do, right?
What could you do? You get a couple of the boys from back here. We go down there and we show them what time it is. That's what we do.
Well, we got time. We got time.
How about this? How about this? Bill and Ted Face the Music. What's going on with that? You're not even in that. So come on. Give me these producers, though. You see these pictures behind me? You see these pictures? I'll take care of it for you, Diane. Don't worry about it.
Got some friends. I appreciate that.
I mean, really, if they're going back, if they're going to revisit their past, why wouldn't they go to two of the most iconic characters? I mean, the princess.
We were the only ones not brought back. That was the crazy part.
And their prom dates.
Everybody else, I mean, pretty much everyone else. I mean, unless they're going to go, I guess they couldn't visit other people from history again. But we were also prime reason for the storyline. And
right, that's what I'm saying.
So just like what?
You know what? What are we gonna do, Diane? But I wanted to point out that they pulled the old friggin'. Remember Bewitched when they had Dick York and Dick Sargent, and they never said anything.
Yes, I remember that. They did that even with summer vacation. With summer the vacation movies. But the kids.
Oh yeah, with the kids, with Rusty.
Yeah, right.
With Rusty. But I want to move on because I know we're pressed for time. I got to talk about. Okay, you ready?
Right.
Go down that way, very fast. If you see something, turn.
Exactly. Very nice. This is the movie Better Off Dead. Let me.
Yes.
Oh, it is. I thought I had something here. Better Off Dead. Wait, where is it? I don't know. But anyway, yes, I am a French and I play Monique.
She plays Monique.
And by the way, I'm writing a book about this right now.
Well, let's mention I want to mention your first book, which is called The Excellent Adventures of the Last American French Exchange Babe from the 80s. Right? Yep. Did I get it right?
Yes. It's a mouthful. I give you applause.
All right. That's our book. I'll make sure we'll post that on after the interview.
Thank you.
But about the movie, you started with John Cusack.
Yep.
I don't know. I heard he was a little hard to work with. That's the rumor. You're going to have to divulge if you want to. But there's a lot of people in this movie that went on to big careers. What can you tell me about the movie?
I love Better Off Dead. I love doing it. I had the most wonderful experience, which is why I am now writing this book. It's been a couple of years since I've been trying to get it out. Then COVID hit, and there's always just something coming up. But my goal is to get it out by February. So,
really?
Because it's my birthday, so I want to get it out then. So basically, the idea is that Better Off Dead was. it was a big deal for me in my film career, because my character was the most upstanding role model of a character. And I loved it for so many reasons. I'm very proud of my work in it, and I love that I could be a French girl. And
yes, and you like go from accent to accent like it's nothing.
it's very easy. I don't know. I like to, ski and fix cars.
Right, I was going to ask you, listen, I need front brakes on my car. Can you come over and help me?
I will absolutely fix it. Very good. Right.
I mean,
but you have to skate the K12, all right?
Yes. The entire world is waiting for one Lane Meyer to tackle this totally untamed slope.
Oh, that was good.
He's skiing on one ski.
I love that.
Curtis Armstrong.
Curtis.
Wait, this is pure snow. Do you know the street value of this stuff?
I love that line.
What is it with you with Coke and your movies?
I know, right?
That was the 80s.
We're going backwards, so
It was the 80s. It was the 80s. But yeah, that movie, I got to tell you, I mean, I always laugh at the scene where with Rocco, who was Chuck Mitchell, who was Porky from Porky's, and he's telling, he's got the hamburger. He's telling, he goes, so you're John Myers kid, huh? Yeah, you don't look that stupid to me. He says to him, I'm laughing hysterical. And then you had the mother.
My goodness, Mrs. Smith, Mrs. Ricky.
Yeah.
The language of love. I loved her.
Yeah, that was so funny. Go ahead.
That's what I have in this book. I mean, I have like homages to everyone. I think it's just a great. I mean, look, here I am, and here we are in 2021. This happened in 1985, and people still love this movie, and they pass it down to their kids. Some people watch it every Christmas because it's got Christmassy stuff in it. If you haven't seen it, it is a comedy. It is not scary. Better Off Dead. It's a comedy.
And wait, all I got to say is $2. $2. That's the classic. Me and my friends will be walking to something and be pitch black, and we'll start going $2. There's a running theme in the movie where back in the day when I was a kid, we used to have paper routes. We would deliver newspapers, and you had to go every week, and you would collect for the newspapers, whether it was $3, $2, whatever. And this kid comes to collect his money, and it's $2. They wouldn't answer the door. They didn't have the money. So all throughout the movie, this kid is chasing John Cusack going, I want my $2. I want my $2.
He won't let go. Yeah, he won't let it go. The movie has some great runners.
Oh,
right?
great.
Dating Beth. Remember that? It's so funny.
Right. How about Dan Schneider? Now Dan Schneider, who played Ricky Christmas. Ricky.
He's so great.
Dan Schneider is a mega producer now who you may not recognize his face, but he came up with iCarly, Sam and Cat, all that, Keenan and Kel.
He produced all of those shows.
All those shows.
The Better Off Dead sense of humor it started with Better Off Dead, and then it moved into Nickelodeon, and he created Schneider's Bakery, which is his production company.
Yes.
And all those shows, iCarly, Zoe 101, Drake and Josh, Amanda Show, all.
Yes, right, all that. Here's what I want to ask you, Diane. Now we're going to get into your career. I mean, like auditioning for roles and stuff like that.
Okay.
I always thought that you would have been perfect in The Karate Kid. Did you
heard this? You heard this.
I swear on a stack of Bibles. This is my question. I do not know anything. I'm asking you, The Rock Shop with Ralph, right now. I'm asking you, did you audition for that role? Were you up for that role? What can you tell me? I don't know. I know nothing about it, honestly. This is my interviews. I don't look at anybody else's. I ask my own questions. Go ahead.
It was between myself, Elizabeth, and I think one other girl. Three of us.
Oh my! Really?
Yeah. So it was down to the three of us.
So you were up for that? Okay.
Very much so. And those days, that was big time.
Right. Now I got to tell you. So now you know what you do? You go on Cobra Kai. We got to get you on Cobra Kai.
Yeah. Okay. So I need people to contact them, because I was trying, somebody else mentioned that to me, and I was like, I don't know. You're like, how do I even get in touch with them? So if anybody knows how to get in touch, I don't know how to get in touch with them. I thought there's a casting director. I was thinking maybe, I don't know.
You not know how to get in touch with them.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's just for some reason, like I think that would be awesome on that show. And I mean, I'm acting fully, so yeah.
Yes.
Maybe I'll just have to find.
I'm gonna have to take over.
Connections, let me know.
You got an agent?
I do, but
all right, fire him, and I'll take over.
They're not getting those auditions, you know. They're
I'll
not
take care of it.
All right, good.
I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
Good, thank you.
You know, now here's what I want to. Here's one thing that I do hear, that I did hear. I have to tell you that you were up for the lead in Flashdance.
Yes, I was. I got a call back.
That I did my research. What happened? So the Jennifer Beals role. Just a steel town girl on a Saturday night looking for well, you have a leg up because you know how to fix cars. You must know how to weld. She was a welder.
Oh yeah, sure. Absolutely. You kidding me? At night, I'm welding. It's so easy. Yeah, absolutely.
How crazy was that concept though? You know, she's a welder by day and she's a dancer, you know, by night in the clubs. And that movie went crazy. It went crazy and brought leg warmers.
And you know what's funny? Michael Nouri played opposite Jennifer Beals.
Yes.
I did a TV show with Michael Nouri called Bay City Blues. He was the lead and I played the daughter of the team. It was about a baseball team and I played the owner of the baseball team's daughter. And and so it was very funny that, like, you know, we all kind of, you know, you miss one actor in one stage, in one thing of their life, and then you might see them in another place. So yeah, I wound up meeting Michael Nouri years later too. So funny.
Awesome. You know, I want to mention one thing about Better Off Dead. The parents, David Ogden Stiers and Kim Darby. You did a lot of horror in your career. Do you remember the movie that Kim Darby was in?
Well,
she was in a horror movie that scared the bejesus out of me when I was a kid.
Really? What movie was that? I don't know.
Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
You know, I
you remember that movie?
Remember that? I think I saw that a long time ago.
Oh my God.
It was scary.
I didn't
realize she was in it.
Yeah, she played Sally. It was a made-for-TV movie about they buy this house and these little demons are crawling all over the house and they're going, Sally, Sally, Sally. You know, I'm like, it came out in 1973. I was 3 years old, 4 years, whatever it was.
Right?
And I'm like,
out of the cage, and then like,
you know?
what? There's nothing scarier than somebody crawling on the floor, yelling, whispering your name. I'm sorry.
Yes, exactly.
Terrifying. That's terrifying.
So let me ask you about Better Off Dead. You know, how was it working with John Cusack? And I'm not asking you to spill anything crazy. I'm just saying, you know, he's been known to be a little bit difficult.
Well, you got to see. Okay, so first of all,
Savage Steve Holland, and he did 2 back-to-back Savage. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah,
he did 2 step back. He did One Crazy Summer, then he did that one, which you know, they said that was supposed to be One Crazy Summer was Better Off Dead on the boat. That's what they called it.
Oh, that's interesting. That's funny. Sure. Actually, you know, I was in One Crazy Summer at the end, but they had to cut the ending for time. So at the end, I was supposedly I walked in back of the scene and waved to John and, like, you know, and then just kept going. Yeah, they wanted to give a little nod, but for time they cut it. So Savage always was like, I wish I had kept you in. I couldn't have, I had to cut it.
I interviewed one of the actors. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, so, but in answer to your question, I worked with John, as I did Keanu Reeves, when they were just beginning their career. I feel like I got the best.
Okay.
And they were innocent, they were young, they were excited, they were open. I don't know, you know, after that, but my working experience with both those guys was awesome. They were fun and open, and you know, it was and so John and I had a lot of laughs on stage and creating, and he's a sweetheart. And I always think that for John, to me, he's somebody who is look, we all have different natural personalities. And what we love about John in Better Off Dead is that there's an element of, I'm not going to say shy. He seems like he's shy. I have a feeling for John, he has a lot of opinions about things, maybe, and for when he was younger, maybe kept them to himself.
Right.
And so maybe what we take on as shy is more like, I'm not going to tell you what I really think. But at that time, he was very creative when we were working together, and he was really just a sweetheart and very deep, and had a lot of soul. So I never had problems working with him. I had a lot of fun.
Okay. So now, which brings me to my favorite movie of all time, one of them, especially yours. And now I'm going to get a little mad.
Okay.
The Last American Virgin. How the hell could you do that to Gary? How did you do that to Gary? I can't believe you, Diane. What did you do to him?
And you're not the first person to say that to me.
No. Who? What do you mean I'm not the first person to say that to you?
You're not the first person to say that to me. Who's on screen?
I don't know. Who's that? Hit start video, whoever that is. Start video. I don't know.
Pink bubblegum, please. And
so anyway.
What were you doing last night? I stayed up all night, but you didn't answer. You didn't call me.
Yeah.
Is that my friend? This is such a wonderful surprise. I can't believe
Well, I try to surprise you, but obviously.
He's coming slow.
Yeah.
I can't believe this. This is so much fun.
I try to make a bit of a surprise, but he's got to make a grand entrance.
All right. I as Karen, yes. Wonderful. First film for all of us, First film. I'd been in the business for years before with commercials and modeling in theater and soap opera, and I got my feet wet. But yeah, no, go ahead. But Virgin, we were all virgins. We were all first time. Do I hear him? Is he there?
I don't know. But anyway, so let's talk about, we're gonna get going. Let's talk about The Last American Virgin. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Now
I kind of hear him. Joe, maybe leave and come back.
No, I'm trying to video. Hold on.
Oh, there he is. Joe, you sound the exact same age.
Hold on. What do I got to do here?
I try to make it a surprise, ladies and gentlemen, but we have a half reunion of The Last American Virgin. Oh, there he is! It's the Big Apple, the guy who played David, Joe Rubbo, and Diane Franklin together on my show.
Hey, what's happening, my friend?
You came in at the right time, Joe. We're just talking about it. Joe is a returning guest of the Rock Shop with Ralph, and I wanted to surprise you, Diane.
Well, you certainly did. This was the best. This is the best ever. No one, okay, I don't even understand, but people should do this. They should be surprised.
No. This is my idea. This is how we roll in New York, kid.
You're the coolest.
Thank you. Now, Joe, let's tell her. Now we're all gonna get serious.
No, wait, he's got to say it.
Yes. Diane, hold on. Diane, hold on a second.
All right, Joe, you gotta get serious.
Serious.
Who's that? Diane. Diane, how are you?
Angie, how are you, Angie, my friend?
Hi, darling. How you doing? How are you?
Good to see you.
You are the best. You look great, Diane. God bless you.
Thank
God
you.
bless
You look
you.
beautiful. I love seeing you.
You're beautiful. I'm getting old. I'm novel.
The pain,
That's an
right?
Italian saying. How about novel?
Diane.
Yeah, I'm
God bless you guys.
All right, so now Joe's gonna get settled in, and we're gonna talk about the movie a little bit.
Right.
I'm taking care of Mama now, Diane.
You have to. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
So,
The roles get reversed.
for those of you who don't know,
let us talk here, okay?
oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'll just sit back now. I only put the whole thing together, and I get pushed aside.
I haven't seen Diane since the Hollywood show.
Yes, that's a long.
No. Once after that, in Jersey,
In Jersey.
Yeah, the last Chiller Theater.
Where Kimmy was there and
Right. Are we doing this reunion or what?
I don't know. Somebody's got it. I don't know. Yeah, tell me. I know. I wish they.
I heard it's going to be next year sometime. That's going to be 40-year reunion.
Oh yeah, they said maybe they want to get Lawrence. I said contact Lawrence and let's see if we can get it together. I would love it. Just let me know.
I'm going to try to get Steve.
I would love for you to get Steve.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Steve. Awesome. I have not seen, by the audience, Steve Anton, who played Rick. I have not seen Steve, I think, since we did Virgin.
Get out of here. Madon.
I have not seen him in person. Isn't that unbelievable? And by the way, this is really weird. Right before COVID hit, I actually spoke to him and I said, let's get together. And then COVID hit. So that was the one time, even after all these years.
I every time I go to LA, I try to see him.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Ralph, ask away.
Oh, thanks a lot, Joe. Thanks a lot. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up on the 40th. That's right, 40 anniversary of The Last American Virgin. It came out in 1982. One of for all the fans that are just coming on and just learning about it, soundtrack of all soundtracks. I mean, The Police, REO Speedwagon, Devo, Oingo Boingo. I mean, typical 80s. I mean, the soundtrack defined the movie. You know, when Lawrence Monahan, who played Gary, was thinking about Karen, and you know, the song "Keep on Loving You" would come on, you know, or when they're having the party in the house, the Police come on, you know, the do da da da, you know, Oingo Boingo's playing in the background, Devo. I mean, it was just a great soundtrack. And I had
the first time that, you know, teen music was really being used with a teen acting cast too. That was the beginning.
Yeah,
that came out before Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and they had their own soundtrack.
Yep.
Right. Mm-hmm. What do you remember most fondly about making the movie? I mean, with Joe, without Joe, just by yourself. What do you? Because that was one of your first roles.
Yeah. No, it was the role that made my career. You know, everything. You know, everything came from Virgin. And
brought curly hair to the masses. Let's not forget about saying that.
It did.
Diane, me and you were the only ones from New York, so we kind of hung out together the whole time. We spent Thanksgiving together. Remember?
Yes. Yeah, and I remember going to the beach together. Remember
yes.
That? I remember you and I went to the beach, and it was like we were looking at it because obviously when you're from New York, you don't see those palm trees. And I just remember you and I looking and going, "Oh my gosh!" Like,
right, because we're from up north,
and it was freezing where we came. Yeah. You know, Long Island gets cold in the winter. You go to the LA and it's February, and you're like, "Wow, I'm gonna wear a bathing suit," right? You know.
I'm used to that now in Florida.
Oh yeah, that's true, right?
So now here's what I want to mention too. This movie, The Last American Virgin, took on a life of its own. Here we are 40 years later, and they have conventions. Diane appears at conventions. She appears signing autographs for The Last American Virgin, and Joe does as well. I mean, did you think 40 years later you'd be doing that?
I didn't.
Never. Did you?
No, never.
Joe, when you saw Virgin, I am curious. I mean, when you got the script, did you even think it was going to be in the theaters?
Actually, I did, because Fast Times did come out a little before us.
Yeah.
It did come out.
No.
I thought that came out first.
Oh, that's right. I can't argue with Ralph. He knows his trivia. No, it was Porky's.
Oh, okay.
We
were just talking about Porky's.
Yeah, and I said this is a lot like Porky's. You know what I mean? So I didn't know what to think.
Right.
And when it came out, it did very well in the box office too.
Yeah.
Right. I just want to give the fans a little background. This movie, the director's name is Boaz Davidson. He's an Israeli, and it's about his life. Gary was Boaz. That's him. The crazy ending where I just told Diane I wanted to kill her, what she did to Gary. But then again, I had a running joke with Joe the last time, Diane. I was saying, how do you expect Gary to meet girls? He drives around in a friggin' pink station wagon with a fat Italian guy on the top. I mean, really. But anyway, it's Boaz Davidson's life. and it was called Lemon Popsicle. And they were supposed to have more movies after that, right? Now, did you guys know anything about a next movie? What was going to happen or the storyline or anything?
Well, I was out. Karen's out. She wasn't going to be back.
You didn't think?
I signed for 5 movies.
There we go. See?
And they didn't sign me for another one at all.
Really?
Yeah.
See?
I kind of was like, wait, whatever. But at that point, obviously, if Boaz was dumped by this girl, I don't think he was going to write her in again.
Right.
Well, you became a star anyway. You did great.
Yeah. Well, it made my career. That film just catapulted. But to say, I can't believe that we're still talking about it today and that, it's still, people are still watching. That's phenomenal. It's all look, if we weren't able to watch movies on the internet and stream them and stuff, it would have disappeared.
Right. Yeah.
But it's just the timing of our success and the way things happened. We're really fortunate.
Yeah, because there's no more video stores either. It's not like you could have just went out and rented it. You couldn't even rent it, so we didn't have streaming. But here's one thing I wanted to say too. I did some research. They were saying that they were going to remake the movie. And Steve Antin was supposed to direct it. Did anybody hear that?
Yes. Okay. Did you hear this?
No, I didn't hear this.
There was a moment where they wanted to make a not a sequel, but a remake. A remake of it. Yeah.
Like a reboot.
And I don't know if it was supposed to be Brett Ratner involved.
Brett Ratner, I heard.
Yeah, originally. Or if that wasn't Brett, but like Boaz, I know Boaz obviously knew about it. And he told me that originally they were trying to get Steve to direct it. I think the biggest problem I think were the scripts. I even knew somebody who was working on a script years and years ago. It's possible. Like, I think if they redid it, it would be awesome to do all of this. Like to do the new same story, but new, like the phones and you know what I mean? Like the sexting and the, let's get all the stuff that's happening today to kids.
And put it in that, yeah.
That would be great.
And they should have us play parents in it.
Joe, listen. Here's my idea. I was just going to tell you this. And I shouldn't even say this, but we can put it out there. I don't care. How about this idea for a movie? You take all the teen comedies, Last American Virgin, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You take the main characters like you and Steve Antin, or Joe and Kimmy, and 16 Candles, Molly and the other guy, and they're parents now, and they have their own kids, and there's this major party going on for the teenagers, but the parents are saying to themselves, "Oh, I can't believe it. We were that age one time," and they decide to throw their own party. And then all hijinks come back, and then they start reliving their past. How about that? That's an idea for a movie.
And then they bring their character with them.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You're the character. You're Karen, and you wound up with. Let's say you wound up with Gary, and you're married, and then you have 16 Candles is married, and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You know what I mean? You could try that out. But how about that?
Yeah. I love it. I love that idea. Look, it's how much is it inspiring you. I mean, we're all so affected by those films.
Yes.
They're us, even today, I think kids will watch it and they become the characters. They go, oh, well, that's me. I'm that one. I'm
right.
This one,
Well, I'll always be David. I mean, I was always the chubby kid from New York. I mean, we had nothing. I can't be Gary. Maybe I could be the pizza guy on the top, maybe. But Joe, I got to tell Joe, because he was on the show before, he still has the yellow vest, right, Joe? Tell her.
Yes, I do. I had all the clothes, but we lost them when we moved down here, a lot of them.
Oh.
Hey, Diane, let me ask you, did you make fun of Joe's wardrobe? Because nothing fit him in that movie. Everything he had was either too small, his belly's hanging out, his underwears, I'm like...
You know what? That's a good point. I never even occurred to me that it was too small. Joe, what did you think of that? That's so funny.
I just so happy to be a kid out of high school being in a movie. I didn't give a shit if I wore nothing. I did wear nothing in one scene.
My big burrito. My big burrito.
Yeah. Good for you. Think about it. We were all so on board. We were on board.
All right,
Yeah.
listen. Can you guys humor me? I've been waiting 40 years for this, Diane. If you could give me, you're an acting coach. I want to do 3 lines from the movie, if you guys remember it, and maybe we could just try it out. I want to do the scene where he sees Karen for the first time, and I'm going to go up to Joe. I'm going to say, "Who's that?" Joe tells me who it is, and then I let the air out of your tires, and I'm giving you a ride to school. You remember your lines? It's 2 small lines.
Oh yeah. I think something like.
Let's try to figure it out. All right, I'm Gary
All right.
now. I'm
Okay.
Gary. I go
All
over
right.
to David. Hey, David, who's that?
I could find out for a small fee.
There you go, for a small fee. Okay. Fast.
For a small fee, I could find out.
Wait, how about before that when he's counting the cheeseburgers? He goes 2, 3, 4. Thank you.
Oh, I remember that.
He's got 4 cheeseburgers on his plate. Anyway,
That was so great.
right? He was great. Now, Joe was great in that movie. That's why I wanted to interview him, and I had him on my show. He's great. So fast forward. I let the air out of your tire, and I'm giving you a ride in the pink pizza car. And I turn.
Darn, I'm going to be late for school.
Can I interest you in some? Can I get you some pizza? Pizza? You say no.
No.
How about a nice meatball sandwich?
Do I say anything? I don't.
I just had breakfast.
Oh, I just had breakfast.
Okay. What's your name?
Karen.
Sharon?
Karen
Marion?
with a K.
Oh, Karen. Why did you say that?
I already
Thank
did.
you. Hey. All right. I got to act with Diane Franklin. I'm going to go to bed a happy, and Joe Rubbo. I'm going to go to bed a happy man. Thank you so much, Karen.
I got to act with The Rock, Ralph the Rock.
The Rock Shop with Ralph.
Yes.
But so what's going on while we're going to end this interview? Joe, I started at the newer part of Diane. We know her new movie is coming out called Ted Bundy, American Boogeyman. Joe Rubbo's just starting to get his feet wet again in the acting world. He's probably going to be doing some roles. Nothing to report as of yet, Joe.
No, just the VIP TV will be out next fall again.
That's right. He's restarting his production company.
Good. I
Yeah.
also saw you have your own fan club now, which I think is wonderful.
Yeah,
So
that's all
people
from the last
follow
one I
him
heard.
on the fan club. That's really cool. You'll have a lot of stuff to post.
I'm in there.
Hey, Ralph, when I go to the signings, I always make sure that I sit next to Diane because she gets the most people to sign her autographs. I want the overflow.
So look at him. He lost his video again. This Joe.
Me, I did.
yes,
You're good.
you
You're
want
good. So let me ask you before we go. When you have let's just say a Last American Virgin reunion, who's usually there besides you and Joe?
Well, Kimmy Robertson.
I had such a crush. I'm sorry, Diane. I had such a crush on Kimmy. She was my girl from that movie.
You should, because she's hot and she's beautiful and she's nice and she's hilarious at the same time. She's everything. She's great.
I told Joe the last time. I says, listen, Diane's beautiful, but I always had to think for Kimmy. So my wife is listening. I'm probably gonna get smacked in the head when I go inside, but I don't care. But yeah. So who's there?
Rose is great.
What are we supposed to do?
Tessa showed up for the last one.
That's right, Tessa. I was thinking there's somebody else. You know who wasn't
Victor?
Carlotta there? Carlotta, wasn't she there and then she passed away, right? Or was
First one she was there, Louisa. Yeah,
Louisa? Yeah, Louisa
Yeah.
Moritz. That's what I was thinking.
She
Yeah.
wasn't at the Hollywood show, but
Right.
she was at the first one we did.
Got it.
And then remember it snowed that last day.
It was
Snowed-
great. I loved the snow. I love snow and I love the snow. We literally had a convention and the last day it was like just tons and tons of snow coming down. Yeah, I stepped outside with bare feet. I was so excited. I was like, just that's snow
Awesome.
coming to California now. I'm like, I miss it.
And I gotta mention,
I think they're gonna have. I heard. I was talking to Calvin. You know Calvin, Diane,
Yes.
right?
Oh yeah, that's right. Kelvin contacted me.
Yeah.
Right.
He was saying something about it being in LA, but I think I'm thinking they should do it at Chiller.
Oh wow, if they did it at Chiller, that'd be boss.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Well,
Because
come on,
I
you
haven't
got
been
them
to
all-
Chiller
you got
in
them-
so long.
you got
Somebody
the
just
pull
said to
around
me
you.
they wanted me to come back, so I haven't been there in a long time.
Yeah, you got the pull. Let's do it there. So I'll do a comeback if we do a reunion tour.
All right, you heard it first on the Rock Shop. Joe Rubbo is making his comeback. So there's nothing to report regarding the 40th anniversary, anything like that. Not a re-release of the DVD, anything like that. Nobody knows anything.
No, I haven't heard anything.
One thing
That's a great idea.
I think they should get Boaz to come.
Well,
Yes.
for those of you who don't know, Boaz is like a mega producer now. He produces the Expendables movies, White House Down, Olympus is Falling. I'm sorry, White House Down. Those franchises. That whole series, correct. He does that. I mean, he's got like mega projects in the works, and he's doing a lot of producing now. So he could possibly get that movie remade if you want to, and he's got to be able to get things moving as far as a re-release of the DVD for the 40th anniversary. And
the
get you
problem
guys
is
together.
this. I don't know who owns the rights to that movies now. That Menachem Golan and
Goran
Globus.
Globus.
Yeah, Goran Globus. I don't know who owns the rights to that.
I mean, I know.
Hey, Diane, you remember how we got picked up? Remember how we got picked up at the airport? Some guy in a Dodge Dart picked us up. We're like, this is not Hollywood stardom.
Where's the limo?
It was a car. It was a car.
Yeah.
Better than being left at the airport.
It was some experience, one I'll never forget.
Awesome. Just one. Anybody have a quick story before we go about the making of the movie or something that happened during the movie? Joe or Diane?
Diane, you go.
Wow. Just that.
How about this? Did you save anything from that movie? You have any?
Good question. I feel like I must have. I mean, I feel like at some point I have to go through all my, old stuff. I believe I kept the script, or I kept
any piece of clothing was going to be worth.
What were those things in your hair at the end of the movie?
Little ribbons,
There were ribbons?
I didn't, but it would be cool, but I don't know. I have to look. I mean, it's not like I haven't been, but but I've got stuff, like stocked away, and then you move those boxes. So I haven't gone in them, but maybe one day I'll find something. But
maybe you can put it in your book.
Yeah, I wrote everything that I thought about it from that film in the book, but I just loved working with everybody. It was a very, what I loved about that movie was that we were all a very tight cast, because it was all basically our first movie, except for Steve, who had done the movie with Jodie Foster, but he was sort of like the parent of all of us, right, Joe? Like he was like the care of all of us. So it was a very bonding movie, and it made me want to do more independent features. And you just brought a point up where it was based on the director's life. So Boaz was the writer director, and I love those movies. Better Off Dead was writer director. Amityville
Savage Steve Holland,
writer director. Like the ones people who write and direct. I did a movie called The Final Interview, writer director. All the movies that are written and then directed by the same person. I love what happens, because you're getting the vision of how they wrote. So I don't know. It was
awesome. Really Joe, anything you remember about the movie before we go?
I remember falling in that pool that night. It was freezing, and Diane was so worried.
Yeah.
She was like, "Are you really going to do this?" I said, "Well, they don't have a stunt man."
I really fell in that pool. Yeah, that party was so fun with all the balloons and everything.
Remember how cold it was that night? It was freezing. It was November.
I was inside. I never had to shoot outside.
and one note I want to mention about Joe, it was his idea to use Sweet and Low, right, Joe?
Yeah, that was my idea.
All right.
Really? I never knew that.
Hey, you got any Sweet and Low?
They were going to use sugar. I said, nah, sugar's not cool. Sweet and Low. They go, yeah, let's do Sweet and Low.
And wait, how about this quote? How about this quote, Joe? Cover your ears, Diane.
Okay.
Whoever's got the biggest tool wins the pool.
Oh, yeah.
Victor.
You had these great lines, Joe. You really did.
Yes, well, he's from New York. We're all obnoxious wise asses. We all got those lines.
You all get the great lines, right?
Yes.
You had the great lines.
Yes. Now we can have a whole show, me and Joe, about the lines from Goodfellas and The Godfather. Forget it.
What you got to do is you got to get Lawrence on it, and then you got to get Steve and Kimmy, and we'll all do a scene.
Yo, listen.
Like
I would love that, and I'll try to put it together. It's very hard to get.
I know.
It took me a couple of months to get this put together. You know,
but wouldn't it be exciting?
Definitely exciting. You made my year, Diane. And Joe, I know. I talk to him all the time. He busts my chops about the Mets all the time. This guy.
Diane, I knew about this for a long time. I kept my mouth shut.
You're good at keeping your mouth shut. You're good.
Hey, we're from New York. If we're your friends, we're your friends to the end, and we got your back.
Oh,
any better.
Diane's a New Yorker.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying she knows. I'm just saying she knows how we are.
You just you mind your own business.
Exactly. But I want to thank the lovely Diane Franklin and the awesome Joe Rubbo for our little mini reunion, however small. I try to do my best, and I had an awesome time. I had a lot of fun. If you want to find Diane, she's on Facebook all the time. Actress Diane Franklin, right?
Yes. And if you don't, I would go to the group page where you'll see my books. That's because my other one is filled up. I have like
5,000 your limit.
500. I've got like 500 people on a waiting list. So go over to my other group account on Facebook if you like, because I'm on that as well. Official Diane Franklin official fan page or something like that. That's under group. Or follow me on Instagram, actress Diane Franklin, or on Twitter is Diane Franklin 80. No S, just 80. I'm taking a picture of this because I need a picture. All right. So you get to see my little phone, right? Okay, ready? Smile, Joe. There you go. Okay, good.
Awesome. And Joe Rubbo has his own fan club on Facebook, and he's on Facebook, Joe Rubbo Fan Club. And there's also a Last American Virgin group on Facebook. Yes. So everybody can figure, and anybody that's just coming in to my show, and if you're young or you haven't seen the movie, start with The Last American Virgin. It is the coming of age teen comedy, the quintessential comedy, hands down one of the best movies of the 80s, period.
And I made the wrong decision. I'm going to say it right now if you watch the movie. I should have, Gary, but
Joe, I started off right before you came on. I went, Diane, what did you do to Gary? I was like this going to it, you know? I was on pins and needles. I'm saying, where the hell is Joe? Where's Joe? Where the hell is he? Because he was supposed to come in like 5 minutes before.
Watch the Yankee game. And then I told you to text me. I'm getting old.
He's watching the Yankee game. You believe this guy? Anyway, Diane, I'm going to email you about what we discussed. Good. And Joe, I'll message you. But I want to thank you guys. Diane, you made my year. Thank you so much.
Can you send me your address so I can send you a photo, okay? Signed photo.
And Diane, I'm putting it right back there.
Good.
And next time you come on, I'll make sure you see it. Okay?
All right.
Thank you guys.
All right.
Next year.
Bye, Joe. Bye. Take care. I love you and love your family.
And I'll send you both the interview so you can post it.
Okay, good.
All right. Take care, guys. Bye now.